Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So far, what we said, this is the surah sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he made it obligatory, and he made its verses very clear so that we remember them all the time. If something is clear, we can easily remember, right?
Yeah.
And after this first ayah, the very second ayah is a great ahkam, hukum, first. What is that? Az-zaniyatu waz-zani fajlidu kulla wahidin minha mi'ata jalda. The women, unmarried women, zaniya, unmarried women, or the unmarried men found guilty of sexual intercourse, lash each one of them 100 lashes. Both are equal in sin. अभी पतली दुबली सी लड़की है, छोटी सी मुन्नी सी प्यारी सी बच्ची है, उसको 100 ना मारो, पतली दुबली है मर जाएगी. No, they both committed the sin, unmarried man and unmarried women. If they are zani, what do you have to do? 100 lashes to them, right?
Yeah.
And the second akam in this only ayah, the number two ayah, like 100 lashes for them, lash each one of them with 100 lashes, and do not take. The second ahkam is وَلَا تَأْخُذُكُمْ بِهَا رَافَةٌ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ إِن كُنتُمْ تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. And do not take any pity. When giving them the punishment, do not take any pity. Like this is a no. If somebody is just like even saying, oh, bacche the, galti ho gayi. No, this is even the part of the sin. अगर किसी से sin हुआ है, उसको punishment हो रहा है, you don't have to take a pity on them. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. And if we take the pity, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying you are out of iman and you are out of like believing in the Yawm Akhirah. That's that, like, see the importance of that hukum. If somebody is zaniya or zani, you have to lash them 100 lashes. Not only that, when I'll tell you the story which shows the implementation, because whatever is in Quran, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam implemented that, and how he implemented that becomes the Sharia. Okay, that becomes a law. And the third thing in this ayah is 100 lashes. Don't take a pity. Wal yashhad azabahuma ta'ifatum minal mu'minin. And they should be punished in front of other Muslims, right? In the main bazar, in the main chauraha, right? Where everybody can see that. ऐसा नहीं कि बाप को पता चल गया बेटी से गुनाह हुआ है, घर में कमरे में बंद करके उसको 100 lashes लगा दिए. No, that's not enough.
I think the purpose is to like humiliate them, right?
Humiliate them and make other people learn the lesson from it, right? Right? And not only that, they have to be expelled from the city. They are no longer living at their mama and papa's house. They have to be expelled, sent away for 1 year. They are not allowed to stay in that city or in that neighborhood for 1 year. They have to leave that city or country and go away. Wherever they go and live, it's up to them. Right? That's the Sharia, because Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did that. Now, and the boys and the girls both committed the sin. They are equally responsible for like taking that punishment. Now, what happened when these ayahs were coming, and then Abaddu heard about it because his son used to work for somebody and he committed a crime, he was unmarried, he committed a crime with the wife of his owner, right? And then he confessed about it, and his father gave the compensation of 100 sheep to the owner, and he gave one slave girl to the owner to compensate the sin of his son. But then somebody said, no, that's not what Prophet ﷺ said to do about this grave sin. So he went to Prophet ﷺ and said that I have given already 100 sheep, and this gentleman is telling me, or Sahabi telling me, that the punishment is 100 lashes. What should I do? So Prophet ﷺ said that you have to take back 100 sheep, and you have to take back the slave girl, and you have to punish your son with 100 lashes, and then send him away from this city for 1 year. And for the wife of the owner, Prophet ﷺ didn't say that, because she was married. So the punishment for the married men and women is different than the unmarried. So because she is married, she would be stoned to death. Why that's different? Why unmarried and married, the punishment is different? Iman?
Because married, you're basically cheating on your husband or wife.
Yeah, you are already
You're already committed to someone, but you break that commitment and you do it with someone else. That's zina, and like that's very, very, very bad. Like,
yeah, even bad then, because you already have the opportunity to fulfill your need, right? Then why you need to go outside that halal need to do
and when you do, basically when you sign paper, do nikah, you promise to Allah Pak too, right?
Exactly, right?
And you break your promise to Allah Pak, so
yeah, so that's a guna, and the punishment is the death, and stone to death. Not only like just put the injection of some kind and just make them sleep. No, it's like stone to death. Keep stoning until they die. So the owner was told, owner of that boy, that go to your wife, but see the criticality of that. The boy confessed the sin, but Prophet ﷺ sent the man to the wife to go and ask her if she committed the crime. She had the option to say, no, I did not committed the crime. If she would said no, no punishment. But because the message was coming from Prophet ﷺ, that lady knew that in Akhira, there would be a worse punishment for her. So she opted to take the punishment here and took the punishment of stoned until death over here, right? But you see how this is implemented. The women, somebody has to go to her, because there were no gawah, right? There were no witness. So Prophet ﷺ sent the man to the wife and to ask that if she committed the crime. And she said, yes, the sin happened. She committed the crime, right? So she was stoned to death, right? That was during the Prophet ﷺ, how it was implemented. Okay? If she would have said no, then it is between her and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and there's no escape of the punishment on the day of the judgment. Yeah, tawbah wouldn't cut it, right? Only thing, you have to take the punishment of the death over here, death penalty. Otherwise, the simple tawbah won't cut it. Okay? And this is why, like, look at the importance of the surah. Surah Nur started, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, this is the first. This is like this is a very first hukm. Nobody should do it otherwise, right? And people should know.
If this happens during this generation, do they, because obviously I don't think people stone people to death now, but So what would be the punishment?
They should be ready for the punishment at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right?
Allah
They should at least
subhanahu.
read this surah. They should at least read this surah. So if somebody read this surah, they will, like, there is no way they will commit the crime.
Mhm.
Yeah? Why this is not being taught to young girls and the boys? Because I was talking to other young girl and she said, oh, why I should tell my sin to other people? It's between me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Was that a fair answer? Like fair, valid reasoning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ghafurur Rahim? Then if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Ghafurur Rahim, why he would send this ayah, surah? Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly himself sending this and saying that I have sent it down, I have made it obligatory. Right? It's obligatory on every Muslim, this surah. And if for some reason the guna has been committed, and if I want to save myself from the day of judgment, so people, like Imam said, like people, if they committed, they go to mosque and they say, you know what, we have committed that sin. And Imam says like, okay, I can't do anything to you in this mashra, so keep it to yourself, right? But their heart doesn't like Allah gave them the knowledge of this, like, and they will make tawbah all their life. But it happened, but like, yeah, this mashra doesn't allow that kind of punishment. And if at least they have the realization, but there is a realization. And now the third ayah is very important, Iman and Sima. This is what happened, right? Like we got this ayah and the Baddu came, and then Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave the first implementation of this ayah, right? And they were punished. The son of the Baddu was punished, and the wife of the owner was punished to death. And the next ayah is very, very important. Az-zani la yankihu illa zaniyatan aw mushrikatan. And this is the third ayah. So first ayah says this offers. The second ayah says what should be the punishment for the unmarried girl and the unmarried woman and unmarried man, right? And the third ayah says like az-zani la yankihu illa zaniya aw mushrika. This is a hukum. If you have committed that sin, then you are not allowed to marry a Muslim. Only you have to find the other person who has committed that sin, or the person who associates somebody else with the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Means once zani, you are zani for your life. You are not, this is a hukum. Nobody is allowed, if they have committed sin, to marry a Muslim anymore. So if they have committed a sin, they should keep it to themselves and find a reason not to get married, okay? But don't get married to a Muslim. This is a hukum. Az-zani la yankihu, right? And az-zaniya la yankihuha illa zani no mushrik. Wa hurrima dhalika ala al-mu'minin haram. This is haram to marry a mu'min. For them, it is haram. The marriage is haram.
Safiya, I have a question over here. I thought that the meaning of this ayah was that the
No.
person who has committed this sin
Yeah.
can only marry that person with whom he has committed the sin.
No.
Yes.
No. No. If he committed a sin from XYZ and that person got married and gone away or died or whatever, this person is not allowed to marry like आखिर का हाथ में देखो हुर्रिम ज़ालिका अलल मोमिनीन. This is haram to marry to the believers, to marry a Muslim girl.
But then will that be okay if that person marries a mushrika or mushrik person?
Like it's up to him. Like I mean, if he feel like having his needs fulfilled, he still have to do committing zina or rather die or get the koda or like, yeah. Yeah, if you're Zani, then you are not allowed to marry a Muslim woman. Yeah. Yeah, this is the ayah everybody should know way beforehand. They cannot start a family, they cannot have the Muslim kids anymore because they cannot marry a Muslim anymore. Yeah, this is that huge. This is only the third ayah. It starts with the unmarried women and unmarried women, men. So it has to be made it known to them that you have to declare, you have just like you have to declare that you have a certain disease, you have like a high sugar level or diabetes, you have to disclose it to the other person that, okay, I have that disease, right? This is a Islam. If you have some kind of a disease, you have to declare it to the other family that, okay, I want to get married, but I have this condition. Similarly, if somebody is Zani or Zania, they have to say that, oh, we committed a crime, right? So if they are a good parent, they will never, because if they have read this surah, they will never give their daughter's hand to anybody who has committed this sin, because it's haram. Right? So once committed the zina,
when you're getting your daughter married to someone, how do you find out if they haven't done anything? Because are they gonna tell them?
if they are not telling them, it was between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and him, but they will live under the, like, if they have ever read that, it would haunt them all their life that they committed another haram. They committed first haram, doing
Because
zina.
then it wouldn't be but then it wouldn't be the woman's fault because she wouldn't know, right? If he kept it a secret.
But you know, women are very smart. They can have a they have to watch their like, but if they said like they have committed the zina, the woman has the right to take a khula, separation from that kind of a person, because he committed two haram in a row. Once he did a zina, which was haram, and then he married a Muslim woman without telling. That's a second haram. It was haram on him. The Muslim woman was haram on him.
I have another question. So what if it's a Muslim man, but he's a revert? So before he was
no Muslim man, there is no revert in Muslim man. The revert thing is only the non-Muslim. If you are born Muslim, you don't have a chance to be revert.
No. If he was non-Muslim before and then he reverted to Islam.
He committed like 50 zina. He is forgiven as soon as he reads Shahada.
Okay, wow,
that's different. That's a wow thing as well. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them the right, because when they become Muslims and they are not faking it. They are not saying that, oh, I'm becoming Muslim just to get married to somebody, which is like even bigger guna, right? They should be revert in a true sense. Right? Yeah, but if they are revert and if they committed many zina before, is like everything is zero, right? As soon as they revert, they are like a newborn baby. Right? Allah gave them this offer.
Why do you call them revert, not convert?
Over here, our scholar says because they were actually born in the born as on a religion of Fitra.
Yeah, all babies when they're born, they're actually born like Muslim, but then they go into families that have different religion. So we believe that every baby that is born is Muslim, but then they get led into a different religion. So when they revert to Islam, it's revert, not convert.
Yes.
Because they were already Muslim before, and then they revert back.
Okay. Thank you.
Right? So yeah, over here we don't have a word convert anymore. Right? So there were 3 ayah of Surah Nur. So I know Khadija is not there, but we will get the opportunity to do it once more, because like new girls, I think they won't understand. You have to have a little basic knowledge of Islam before getting into Surah Nur, because it's too many ifs and buts. But Iman, Professor Dawood, like Sheikh Dawood, if he ever offer this course again and he is the teacher, do join him, and you would have the opportunity to ask the question directly to a like wonderful sheikh, right? Yeah. So azani la yankehu illa zaniya aw mushrika. So जानी को अलाउ नहीं है जानिया और मुशरिका के अलावा शादी करना, या जानिया को अलाउ नहीं है किसी जानिन और मुशरिक के अलावा किसी से शादी करना, और ये मोमिन किसी और से मोमिन से शादी करना उनके लिए हराम हो गया है, राइट? दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट आया, राइट? सो किसी के माँ बाप को भी अलाउ नहीं है कि उनको पता चल जाए कि उनके बच्चे से जिना हो गया है, वो इसको छुपाएं, क्योंकि वो अपने बेटे से दोबारा हराम कराए रहे होंगे. ओके, so they have to be like, it's their responsibility the first time tell their kids that okay, your shadi would be like not possible if you ever commit this guna, right? या फिर जाके वो लड़की ढूंढे कि भाई कौन सी ऐसी लड़की है दुनिया में जो जानिया है, तो मेरे बेटे के लिए वो जानिया ही चाहिए, because they cannot take their rishta to any Muslim girl.
But then it
Right?
will be very difficult to find such a girl.
Yes.
It will be very, very difficult, rather impossible.
You know what, like this is why we have to study the Quran with the people of the Quran, like who can teach. like खुद से कौन समझेगा, like मुझे तो ये अभी मेरे टीचर पढ़ा रहे हैं तो मुझे समझ आ रही है. I didn't have a clue about these ayah before. It's very important. like ये तो मशहूर होना चाहिए, कुरान के कोर्सेज होने चाहिए, और सूरह नूर को किसी स्कॉलर्स पढ़ाएं, and it should be on the TV, right? It's like it should be on the social media every now and then, so people know at least. It should be very, very famous ayah if it's like that. Like it's a ruling, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hukum. He started like it's a farz, and we don't know our farz. Like if we don't even know like which surah like started with farad naha. किसी और सूरा को नहीं कहा, अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला ने इस सूरा को कहा है. सूरतुन अंजलनाहा, लाइक और भी सूरतें अल्लाह सुब्हानहू ने अंजलनाहा की है, लेकिन उसको फरद नाहा से नहीं शुरू किया, इसको कहा है कि दिस इज वेरी फर्ज. और उसके बाद ही ये कहने के बाद सेकंड आया जो है वो लाइक डायरेक्ट, लाइक कोई इसमें फॉरवर्ड नहीं है, कोई उसका बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, डायरेक्ट सेकंड आया डायरेक्ट आ गया. You understand the importance of like how it started?
Yeah.
Okay. And after that वल्लज़ीना यरमूना अच्छा अभी ये जो है ना वल्लज़ीना यरमूना, तो जो फोर्थ आयत है, यरमून अल-मुहसनाति सुम्मा लम यातू बिअरबाति शुहदाए फजलदू समनीन जल्दतन वला तक़बलू लहुम शहादतन अबदन फउलाइका हुमुल फासिकून. And those who accuse their wives and have no witnesses except themselves, then witness of one of them 4 testimonials by Allah that indeed he is the truthful. नहीं, उसके पहले हमने छोड़ दिया, सॉरी. चौथे पे तो वल्लज़ीना यरमूनल मुहसनाति सुम्मा लम यातू बिअरबाति शुहदा फजलिदू समनैन जल्दतन वला तक़बलू लहुम शहादतन अबदन वउलाइका हुमुल फासिकून. And those who accuse a chaste woman, the woman who has never committed such a crime, and then do not produce their witnesses, lash them with 80 lashes, just to say that oh somebody committed the zina, and you cannot produce 4 witnesses, then what is the punishment for such a person?
80 lashes.
80 lashes. So this is not easy to get the 80 lashes as well. It's not 100, but 80 is too much as well. Just for saying that, so we cannot lie on such a sin for anybody, especially women, because over here it says a chaste woman, right? If somebody has accused any woman who has never committed such a sin, then the person who has said this is like, so it's very important as well. Nobody can say that until they have the 4 witnesses. Okay, is it possible? Witnesses of what? Witnesses of, they saw them, they saw a girl and a woman, the girl and a man under the covers, right? In a bedroom. Can you say that they are performing zina?
So how can they produce 4 witnesses? I mean, if somebody is committing the sin, they won't do it in front of people. So this question always ran in my head. How can they produce 4 witnesses?
Keep your mouth shut. Don't say a word. Because as soon as you say it, you are eligible for 80 lashes. Yeah, so answer me. Like if somebody, a man and a woman in the bedroom, and they are under the, it's like sardi, they are under the comforter, right? And of course they are in the bed, they are committing something. Can you say that they are committing a zina?
Yeah, it's very
no,
difficult.
You have to see their organs into each other. If you cannot see somebody's penis in somebody's vagina, then you cannot accuse them. Right? So the person who is accusing is also the part of like nobody can do that, right? It's a huge crime. So basically it's up to the person, because I don't think anybody can just bring 4 witnesses. So when this ayah came that, okay, if somebody is accusing somebody, has to bring 4 witnesses, then there was a Sahabi, his name was Saad bin Abada. He was just like, Ya Rasulullah, are you sure Allah said that? Like this ayah came like this? Are you sure about that? Because who is going to, like husband comes to the house and then see his wife naked with another person, and he goes out and collect 4 witnesses and then come back? Like, I mean, it would be over by then, right? Right? Like the Sahabi questioning Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, right? And of course, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam didn't have the answer to that, but it gets more interesting. It is interesting. The very second day, there was a Sahabi, his name was Hilal bin Umayyah. He comes home in the middle of the day, just for some odd reason, right? Usually men would go out, work all day, come in the evening, right? He happened to come accidentally during the day, open the door, and find his wife doing zina, and he sees the whole thing, which is supposed to be seen before accusing it. So he said, my wife committed zina. He went to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He didn't know what to do. He couldn't feel comfortable having that woman staying in his house ever again, because he saw the whole thing, disgusting thing, right? So he went to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was very upset because he was accusing his wife and he couldn't produce 4 witnesses. And up till now, the ayah came, was like, bring the 4 witnesses. Otherwise you would be, and Prophet ﷺ knew in his heart, he was a prophet. He knew that his Sahabi Hilal bin Umayyah was saying the truth. But he was upset because he accused, and now he is eligible for 80 lashes because he couldn't produce the 4 witnesses. And Hilal bin Umayyah knew that if he couldn't produce the 4 witnesses, but he believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he is going to help him, because this was a situation where he couldn't stay with his wife any longer because he saw some man on his bed doing the act which he saw, like the whole thing, right? So he had the belief in all the Sahabis, because Sa'ad bin Ubadah already said that, Ya Rasulullah, are you sure that like this is ever possible to bring the 4 witnesses? So now other Sahabi, they were very interested to see what happened next, right? So Prophet ﷺ was upset, and of course, like then the wahi already started coming, and you know, when wahi comes, the Prophet ﷺ's like mind, like the face and everything changes, because the wahi is like a very difficult thing to absorb. So wahi came, and after the wahi came, he called Hilal and he says, there's a good news for you, Hilal bin Umayyah, that and what is the good news? Anyway, like the people who accused, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, like if they accuse wrongly, if they have wronged somebody by accusing them, then they have 80 lashes, and they are never accepted as a witness ever again. And they are considered the people of the bad character, right? Very low character, la fasiqun, the liars in the society. So everybody label them as a liar always, although they saw that and they were correct, but they couldn't produce the 4 witnesses, then they are the liars. So it's better to keep your mouth shut instead of just like, and if you accidentally like committed, like you were mistaken and you said that, then you can do still tawbah, but people can, after you have done the tawbah, then people should consider you the good character, but your witness is still not valid for the rest of your life, right? So these things are very, very important.
Even though they are right, and they were,
yeah, but they should know that they have to bring forth the 4 witnesses, right? Only in the case of the husband and wife, if a husband saw the women, right? Only in that case, or the women saw the husband, only in that case, if they go in front of the qazi, right? Then this is the ayah came, وَالَّذِينَ يَرْمُونَ أَزْوَاجَهُمْ, right? If the women or the men see each other committing that crime, adultery, and have no witnesses except themselves, then they have to go in front of the judge and take 4 shahada, like 4 witnesses. They say, I swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I am telling the truth. I swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I am telling the truth. They say that 4 times. And the 5th time, they say that the curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on me if I'm telling a lie. Right? So now what was the ruling for Hilal bin Umayyah? Or actually this ayah came for Hilal bin Umayyah. Look at that. Like some people, they had the disadvantage in their, like he had a biggest heart broken from his wife, but at least his heart would be that, okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped him, right? To get him out of that situation, that he was truthful, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, now you as a husband can swear 4 times, and 5th time you swear Allah's curse on yourself, right? If you're truthful, you wouldn't have any problem. Like you will say, if I am a liar, then Allah's curse on me. And your heart is satisfied that you were not telling a lie. So you won't hesitate, right? So he said that, right? As soon as the husband who saw the wife or the wife saw the husband, they go in front of the Qazi and they take these five witnesses, then their marriage break at that time. They are no more husband and a wife. Okay. But what does it mean? Hilal bin Umayyah took the oath 5 times. Does it mean that his wife get punished? No. The Islam is a very beautiful religion. Now, the Prophet ﷺ asked to get his wife in the court in front of him and ask her to do the same. Take the oath 5 times that her husband is a liar and she has not committed the, like if she accepts, then she is eligible for punishment. But if she doesn't accept, no punishment for her, right? But she is no longer a wife of that man because he took a swearing, and that that woman is out of marriage with him, right? It's a talaq already. By him, he doesn't even have to say talaq hai, talaq hai, talaq hai. He does have to swear 5 times that my wife committed the zina and I saw her, right? So she was no longer a wife, but now she should be punished or not. It depends on what she says. So when she was told that she can take an oath that this person is lying 4 times, and if this person is truthful, then Allah's lanat on her, Allah's curse on her, right? And Allah is like Allah, right? Allah's curse. Allah has said to take my curse, right? If you're truthful, you will take it. If you're not truthful, you are taking my curse, then be ready to deal with it, right? So she said 4 times that this person is a liar, this person is a liar, I didn't commit the crime, this person is a liar 4 times. And then when she came to Allah's curse on me, she was hesitant. But then she thought about her tribe, that if she admit the crime, her tribe would be ashamed of her, or the shame would come on the tribe that such and such girl from such and such tribe committed such and such zina, right? And was stoned to death, right? So by thinking of that, she took the curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on her. And Prophet ﷺ knew that. He said, like, if there won't be this ayah, he would have dealt with that lady, dealt in a fashion that she was supposed to be stoned to death. But Prophet ﷺ said that if the kid is born, is straight hair and thin built, then he is the son of Hilal bin Umayyah. If the kid is born with curly hair and big bum, then he is the son of the Zani. And guess what? She gave birth to a son who had the curly hair and big bum. Right? So she definitely, it was out, like everybody knew that she was a Zania. But another thing, important thing happened over there, that son will not be given the name of any of the father, right? Because he came out of zina, and he wouldn't be given the name of Hilal bin Umayyah or the Zani father. He would only be given the name of the mother. So that person was given the name of the mother, but the society was not allowed to point finger on that kid because it wasn't his fault. And that kid grown up to be the governor of Egypt later on. Okay. So that society, it shows how the society handled. They knew that this kid doesn't have a father's name associated to him, but how they developed that kid, how they took care of that kid, that they didn't uh, have any bias toward that kid, or he wasn't not pointed finger on him. He was still given best education. He wasn't like, nobody just like took that part, right? Or pointed, although I think he didn't have the father name, right? But still he became the topmost in the society. Okay, so it shows how the society has to deal with those ethical or unethical issues, right? Okay, so far so good. Any question?
No, it was a very, very informative part. People don't usually pay attention to such things, and I think these concepts, at least these concepts, should be taught in the schools to the kids, to boys and girls, so that even if they are not studying Quran at the school level, they should at least have these rulings in their head when they grow up, what they can do and what they cannot do.
Especially in this world right now, like a lot of like kids nowadays are, especially on TikTok, they're influenced by a lot of haram things. They're not closer than the Quran than they should be. So reading this or understanding this surah or this passage will definitely be very important to them, especially for the hereafter.
Yeah, especially for the hereafter. Yeah. So, but I mean, to me, like, I mean, what it matters, like, if you don't get a click, like, I mean, suppose like every kid, suppose the worst case scenario, that all the boys in this world, in North America, they have done the sex at some point of their life because of the influence over here or whatever, right? But if the girl kid, for example, she knows this surah and the boys didn't read that and they committed this crime, but if the girls did this surah, they won't be just looking for the boys who are from this society, and she would definitely mind that they have committed this sin, because the girl child would know that it is haram for that person, or it is haram for a Muslima to marry a zani person who is like whose parents are Muslim and he claims he is Muslim, but he is zani. So Muslim girl is not supposed to get married to that person, right? So she would like put the boundaries, like, okay, guy, have you ever committed a zina? Right? It's up to him, of course. He would say yes or no, but people boast about it, They say, oh, I have slept with 4 girls. And girl says, yeah, what a big deal. In Pakistan, people say that. Pakistan girls say, oh, I'm not going to marry a boy who hasn't slept with other girls yet. What nonsense you are talking about, right? They think it's like a status symbol that the boy should at least sleep with 4 girls. Then I would be the his choice. He is so handsome that he had other girls in her life, but he picked me for marriage. Like, what nonsense you are talking about, right?
Yeah, this is amazing. Where people are going, in which direction they are going.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the direction. Then this is not the direction of now. This was the direction when I was in the school. When I was in IBA, the topmost, like where only the burger people, the rich people used to come. Their girls had that kind of mentality. Oh, why I should go with a boy who has never had a girl in his life? What nonsense you are talking about. Although I didn't study this surah at that time, but it looked me like it sounded very odd to me at that time, even the mentality of the girls. But this is right now more like I was talking to a kid and she said, oh, it's between me and my God, whatever I have committed. Like, no, it's not. It's Islam thing. You have to declare that you have committed a zina. So you are not allowed to marry a Muslim woman. All right. So Iman, we have to make sure that all the girls, especially the new girls, at some point of time, we get a chance to teach them. Right? And whoever you find a young girl or young boys, I mean, young boys, it won't be possible, but the boys should get this knowledge as well from somebody, right?
Yeah, I feel like boys should get it more because these days a lot of people think that boys doing it it's no excuse compared to when girls do it in Islam. So yeah, there's a lot of people saying that I've seen like people that say that people say that boys have bodies, meaning people they slept with, and it's just disgusting.
Disgusting, yeah. But you see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so like consider Allah in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, boys and girls are equal.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't allow boys to commit a sin and not the girls to commit a sin, right? Like he doesn't allow both of them not to commit the sin. Right? So it's a very, very just, there is a justice in this religion. It's a very pure and very clean religion. We are not non-Muslims. We are born Muslim. Allah gave us the opportunity to be born as a Muslim and enjoy more barakah and have a higher degree darja in Jannah. So we should avail it, right? Like Allah gave us already the opportunity, right? So if the parents teach the good things from the very beginning, and Allah save everybody from any sin, inshallah. But this surah is very important, right? I was so looking forward to study that. It's been 3 weeks now. I've been studying this surah. No, 5 weeks actually. So we'll do more, inshallah. If Kayat from Hazrat Aisha, now Hazrat Aisha's qissa would start, like then it happened to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam himself, right? Right? So with Hazrat Aisha, so we will see that story later, inshallah. Okay? So your guest didn't come. They gave you the opportunity to.
Like last time. Yeah, last time also they did the same thing. They said they will come around.